welcome to Garden Cafe. I'm Maureen, and this is my Texas Zone 8B9A garden. Today we're getting a little rain. Woohoo! I'm so happy. I'm sure the plants are thrilled. Um, so I'm going to be working inside, but I do, in between the rain, and right now would probably be a fabulous time, I do want to get to pruning my Kalanchoe way past due. I got distracted by other projects like mulching and the weeding and everything else. I need to get over there and I've got that entire row of Kalanchoe and I need to prune it back. I'm going to plant the cuttings, propagate the cuttings. It's going to be a wonderful project. But first, we're going to head inside. One of the inside tasks that I've been putting off is this money tree. It belonged to my parents when they passed away. I got it. I wasn't a gardener there, so I was kind of terrified, but it's doing fabulous. I've taken several cuttings off of it already, and it just filled out and grew so beautifully. There's a much earlier video that I did on pruning these, and I mean, not on pruning them, on propagating these with great success. But as you can see, it is growing off to the left here and it's getting kind of heavy over here. So I want to cut it back. And since I'm going to cut it back, I'm going to obviously go ahead and propagate these. So I'll walk you through it. Wow, you can hear that rain outside now. All right, hang on. Okay, so just to give you a better look, just a background. Each one of these, this is not 6 leaves. This entire thing is considered a leaf for the purposes of this propagation. So I'm going to open this up just a little bit to give you a better view. But as you can see, you can actually see where I did the last cutting. That's where all of these green shoots are coming off of, which is awesome. And that's what I want. I'm not going to cut it all the way back to that point. I think I'm going to cut it from, let me get to it, I think from here. Let's make sure I can get 2 cuttings out of this. That would be 1, 2, and I'll review why. All right, so I'm going to cut it right here at an angle, and then we'll turn what's above it into, folks, I'm going to change my mind again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think I'm going to go up higher. I want to give it a chance to get bushier on the top. And that one there, untangle these, you can see is growing in this direction, and that's sort of what I want. I want it to be more even. I keep turning this because it obviously grows towards that window, but I'd like it to be more of a ball up here. I actually would prefer if more leaves, it is starting, grew down here, but this plant is over 35 years old. That stem has not had growth in pretty much all that time. So I think we have what we have, which is kind of nice. It's a tree. I love it. It's fabulous. But anyway, okay, so now off to the propagation. Okay, so for this one, I got smaller clippers. This is more surgical than cutting the branch off from inside. So when you are propagating, you want at least 3 nodes. Nodes are where these, remember, single leaf, where these grow out of the main plant. That is a node. That can turn into roots, or it can grow another leaf. In this case, obviously, it's going to be growing roots for us. So you need at least 3. So let's go 1, 2, and actually 3. Yeah, I can even snap these off. I think it's better when you snap them off. It goes back to the base branch. Anyway, so that's 3. I'm going to give it 4 just for good luck. And then you want at least, oh, he's not doing well, is he? Let me take him off, because we want healthy leaves. Okay, so roots will grow out of there. Guys, I think I'm going to take off another one. This is going to be huge. Yeah, I think I will. All right, so plenty of nodes. You only need 3 nodes or so, and it will grow plenty of roots for you. But then, oh, he fell off. But then you want at least a minimum of 4 or more leaves. So we'll count them. 1, 2, 3. I'm not going to count this one as a leaf. because it's just starting out. 4. 1, 2, and I'm counting from the other side too. I want to make sure I get 2 cuttings out of this, 2 propagating. 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3 nodes. Okay, so I think that's good. So I'm going to cut it with 1, 2, 3, 4 developed leaves right above. And this will go in water and grow roots. Now, this process can take a little while, folks. It absolutely can. So we have one short and stocky. Usually these, the first few I did, the leaves were going straight up. This one obviously is coming out of the center. This was the part that was on top. So that's stocky, but that's fine. That's fine. Once these start growing roots, you're going to see leaves coming up here, and it will make it more bushy. Okay, so then on to this one. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 leaves. So let's take off 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so that's 4. I'm going to take off a 5th. There we go. And it's got 5 on top. So that is the second one. So let's put these in water. For the moment, I'm going to put both of these in the, come on, off of there, in the same glass of water. I'll separate them. This little guy is not happy here. I'm going to take this little one off. Okay, I'm going to put them in the same glass of water for the moment. As I said, it takes almost 2 weeks before you start seeing any root growth at all. At that point, I will separate them into up to different glasses, but on the windowsill behind where the money tree plant is right now, I'd prefer to just have one. So this will go back where the mother money tree plant is. And it looks like the rain stopped for a few moments. I will take a look at the map, and if in fact that's it, I will head out and start the Kalanchoe pruning. Before we start on the Kalanchoe, I forgot one of the most important things in propagating that money tree plant. You have to change out the water every 1 to 3 days, or it just doesn't develop roots properly. So every 1 to 3 days, you just take them out, toss the water, rinse the cup, put more water in, put them back in, and they'll grow beautiful roots. So on to the Kalanchoe, or Kalanchoe. I don't know how to say it properly, but Kalanchoe is the way my brain works. Now, some of these I did come in and I deadheaded, and they're growing flowers again, which is really pretty. You can see the ones that I already worked on, but several of these definitely need to be pruned back. And I'm going to see if I can get a couple cuttings off of these, because I'm going to show you the accidental propagation with Kalanchoe in my garage. Pretty cool. But anyway, so let's get a closer look. All right, so let's start with this little guy. These weeds, I swear, I cannot get rid of them. They come back every few days. They have a whole new crop. But anyway, okay, that aside. Kalanchoe. As you can see, it has some buds on it. I mean, and it is gonna open up, but you can see it's getting kind of tired. Some have already opened up and died back. So we're just gonna trim these off. And what you do is you literally follow the, actually, that one doesn't look bad. I might leave that one. Yeah, I might leave that one. Okay, so what you do is you follow it all the way back. Let me get some of this tree debris out of here. All the way back to, you can see where new buds are forming down here on this. So you're going to cut it just to that point, because you want energy to go into the new buds that are coming up, rather than trying to get the last few to open up on one that's already past its date. Now this one, let's see if I can get a close-up on this. So on some of these, if you look at it sideways, you can see that there are new flowers forming up near the top. Now, normally I just cut that back, but for the purposes of this video, if you take it off the two tired ones and leave the one little guy that's trying to survive, you'll get an earlier bloom. Now, this isn't going to last long. It was one of the bunches of 3 that had formed at the top, but it leaves you with a little bit of color while everything grows back. The other thing is, any of these damaged leaves on the bottom, just pinch them off. Get them off. You don't want those on the plant. And this has plenty of leaves. Ugh, let me see if I can get in here. Okay, there we go. And there's a lot of new little leaves growing in here, so that's good. Okay, let's clip off some of these. I'll follow it all the way back, see if it has any growth. And it looks like it does. There we go. And this will grow back beautiful and have gorgeous flowers pretty quick. This is a tough little plant. And actually, the cutting that I accidentally took, it wasn't an intentional cutting. It was a piece that fell off of one of these that I planted, stuck it in the dirt, basically, so you can see the flowers down here. So I'm going to cut it right there. Stuck it in the dirt of a pot, you know, that had a plant that had died. It just had soil, just to get it out of my way. And it rooted. Shocking. So easily. So I have not done Kalanchoe cuttings before, but I am going to try my hand at it. And I think I'm going to leave him alone. Some new growth here. Okay. The tree above these guys drops these fuzzy little seeds that then turn into muck on top of the plants. No biggie. It's not going to hurt them. It's just visually, I don't like it as much. So I'm just going to clean it off while I'm here. All right, so this little guy is done. Actually, this one here is, I cut off the flower, but it already has 3 dead stems. So I'm going to cut down a little bit further on this one. Okay, there we go. And you should see some growth at that point right there. You can kind of see it starting. Okay, all right, so I'm just going to continue on. Oh, wait, here. Forgot to see him. All right. Oh, and we've got a new one starting over here. So just from the trimming I gave it a few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, I already have some new growth. So that's encouraging. The rest will be in fast forward. I'm just going to move down the line. Now, every part of the Kalanchoe is pretty much you're able to propagate from it. And just to give you an idea, let me see if I can get a close-up of that. This is a damaged leaf that had fallen off of one of the Kalanchoes. You can see it's very damaged. But look, it had actually fallen into the soil and it started growing roots. I pulled that one up just so you could see. So the leaves themselves will grow roots. We have plenty to work from here. I've never propagated Kalanchoe, let me get rid of this, on purpose before. It was actually an accident. Let me show you the results. And obviously you want to take off the flowers. You want no energy to go towards flowering, everything. You want to go towards roots. But I had a Kalanchoe, or one of the Kalanchoes that I planted back there several weeks ago. One of the branches fell off, so I jammed it in the dirt. And look, I mean, I didn't even jam it in deep. This is very shallow, but something died in here. I don't know what I was growing at the time. And I literally just stuck it in the dirt just to get it out of my way. And then noticed a week later, it was growing into a full-blown Kalanchoe. How cool is that? But anyway, so now I'm, all excited about it, but I have done a little research. Now this one I just cut, and as I said, I just jammed it in the dirt, and it grew anyway. But I'm going to do it the way it actually says to do it. And that is you have to let, or for best results, you have to let the ends callus for a few days before you start them in soil. So I'm going to follow instructions, and they are going to sit here for a couple of days just to get the ends calloused. And then I'm going to try to root them. Actually, you know what I might do? I might plant half right now, let the other half callus, and then plant that in a couple of days, and then compare the two. All right, we'll try that. So this is just some good composted soil. Put in this pot, pre-moistened it. Let's go ahead and give it a try. The other one was damaged and just rooted on its own, but no, I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to plant it just the way that leaf I found is. Now, everything I have seen on propagating Kalanchoe involves taking a branch like the one in that pot that took root. But when I was trimming the Kalanchoe, when I was pruning them back there, I noticed not only that one leaf I showed you that had some roots on it, but several leaves had fallen off, taken root, and one was even growing little leaves. So we're going to give this a try this way. And if it works, woohoo, I'll post the video. If it doesn't, you won't see it. Well, let's see. All right. And then one big one. Okay, so 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll put in 6 in here. Actually, this is a big one. Let me put them on the edge. And again, if they start growing roots, I'll just up-plant them into bigger pots, but kind of cool. Sort of fun. And then this poor little guy. Let's put him right in the center. Okay. All right. Let's give them a try. I'm sure I'm overcrowding these, but this is part of it's all an experiment comes in. Let's see what happens. And these, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let them callus for a few days, and then I'll get another pot and plant all of those. Wow, I have a lot more. I'll get a bigger pot. Anyway, callus, and then we'll plant those, and then we can compare the growth. Rainy day. Thought I'd take a look at these, and they are calloused over. Enough. So I'm going to go ahead and plant these in this tray. It'll just make it easier, since I have so many of them, to pull them out and up-plant them into separate pots if they start rooting, which is what I fully expect. I'm going to get a little water in this before I put them in. And then this will go under the same grow lights as the first half that I planted before the ends calloused over. All right, let's grab some water. Actually, I probably should have done this before I put it in here. I'll just mix this in and get it nice and moist. There we go. I think that's good. Spread it out. Not packing it down hard at all. I'm just really spreading it out and evening it out. Okay. So create a little divot just so I'm not jamming the leaf. I don't think it's important, but I am. Yes, dear. All right, hang on. Now, my husband just told me the plants on my front porch are not doing well. I don't know why. I'll take a look at that next. And I got some trellises that I bought through Amazon that I want to put together. I have a bougainvillea that's actually growing back. I've tried growing bougainvillea for 3 years and they died dead to the dirt. But this year, it's actually coming back. It's hidden behind a whole bunch of black-eyed Susan, so maybe that was it. Maybe it just had a little more shade this year. I have no idea. But, so one of them will go there. And then I have a Soul Sister rose bush that I'd like to get a trellis behind now before the branches get much taller. Or Savannah rose. My Soul Sister rose already has a trellis and it's like 5 feet tall. So that one grew rapidly. This little guy, give him a try. I know. Okay, I'm gonna put some soil back there. Here. And I'll just water this a little bit more. And it will go under the grow lights. All right. Let's put this over here. And these are the ones I planted before they calloused, and these are the ones I planted after they calloused. They'll have the same grow lights. I'll give them the same amount of water, and we'll see how they look in a few weeks. Here we are a week later. Can you see the dramatic change? No change at all. I did dig up one of them just because I am impatient. No roots yet, no starts of buds or anything like that, but I fully expect there to be something. So we will see. And if it works, I will do a follow-up video on planting these. Well, that's it for today. If you enjoyed my video, please hit subscribe, like, or share. It really helps me to grow my channel. Next thing up is going to be my May garden tour. Stay tuned.